ॐ भैरवा नमः। ॐ गुणाम्बिकाय नमः। ॐ कामाख्याय नमः। ॐ कालकालाय विद्महे कालातीताय धीमहि तन्नः कालभैरवः प्रचोदयात्। Namaskaram. Welcome to yet another video of our Ishtartha Bhairava, Guru Bhairava. So let's understand him one step closer as whatever we know him last minute. Today, it is one of a topic which uh, most commonly everyone of you would be knowing this, but still, I would like to share the aspect why exactly this topic came into a picture. It happened like last Amavasya on the Surya Grahana day. Like we performed like couple of havans. So during that havans, actually, few of them actually were participated along with me. And during the process of participation, they were able to ask me one particular question. It's been like in Havan, we are using two common words for all the puja vidhana. One is Swaha, other is Fat. So everyone were asking once. Most of question was came into a picture was what exactly this is all about and why exactly we are using this commonly in the process of the complete Havan. And even in puja also we use in during japa mantra, especially when we go to the highest level of sadhana paddhati, normally we use this particular. And one of them actually asked me this question, and I thought actually let me just give this information to all of you, because this is a myth as well as one of the information which is not correctly being shared from an aspect of the connection from a Vedic as well as from a Tantric perspective. So today I would like to share those aspects when it is really comes to the word between Swaha and Fat. So mainly, basically, the first question what we always get is like, have we ever wondered that why we say Fat or Swaha when we offering into the fire? So I was when I asked this when this question came to me, when I asked back the question, telling them they do they know any kind of an deliberate answer as what exactly they mean for it. They only used that these are the syllables. Absolutely, they are not the mere words. Okay, they are the forces. They are the begins as like a divine commands we normally perform during the process of the Havan. So before I give you a difference between or give you a clarity between what is Swaha as well as Fat, I would like to take you from few of the information, especially from a story of Swaha. How exactly Swaha was being came into an existence? What is a Swaha connected to in the Bhairava consciousness of Bhairava Sadhana? It's been in Puranas, like Devatas and Rishis found whenever there is the Rishi Munis used to perform the Homa and Havana, the sacrifices, whatever they used to do it, they used to always feel incomplete. Okay, because the realms, whatever we live and the Devatas live, it is like different layers we live on, and the time and the space what we live on. But whenever the Rishi Munis used to perform the puja havans, or do any kind of a puja vidhana or any point of a paddhati in a process, they used to actually do a ahuti, the offering they used to make, okay, did not reach to the celestial realm. as those realms are very, very high compared to the our realms what we are staying at. And Devatas remained silent, and they could not actually answer why exactly this happened. That frustrated, they happened to actually know that whatever the ahuti has been done by the Rishimunis, they were not able to receive it appropriately. So at that time, they actually called, or they approached Agni Devata. Okay, and the Agni Devata, being the god of the fire, the messenger of our divine, he actually came into an existence. Agni Devata actually, through the mighty, was able to carry the offerings alone, and the Agni Devata accepted that offering, that actually way forward any kind of an ahuti which has been given, or any kind of an ritualistic actions from a Vedic perspective which is being performed. I would be the person who will be able to take those to the celestial realms or the Devatas realm, which normally been offered by any of the um, aradhakas or even the Rishumunis whenever they used to do offering. It is actually Agni Devata was actually a transporter, or we can call it as a who transfers our energies to the Devatas. He used to actually go and convey this message to him. He was like a decoder for us. Okay, that's where actually Agni Devata came into picture. And the flame, whenever normally we do the havan, when the flame flickers, but they did not bridge the mortal as well as the divine, whenever the Agni Devata was able to transform this. And it was then again the Devatas manifested, thinking that actually what we need to do. Okay, that's where one particular Devi came into a picture, which called as Swaha Devi. She was luminous, okay, glowing like a thousands of suns heat. She was a soft like a moonlight. It is described in Purana, in Agni Purana. It is very clearly written how exactly the connection between Swaha and Agni Devata is connected. She approaches Agni Devata and she spoke very softly to the Agni Devata, telling that, "O Agni, you are the devourer, you are the purifier, because whatever we throw into the Agni, it get burns, it get purified." Okay, that is the reason why Panchabhutas Agni is one of the main aspect we normally see. And it is also, last time when we covered, we also shared about Panchapranas. In Panchaprana Agni Tattva also we were able to talk. So he is called purifier. He's a bridge between the realm what we stay and the celestial realms. She approached like, but whatever you are trying to perform, or whatever the transformation of energy of actions you are trying to do from this realm to the celestial realm, it is incomplete without me. Your flames consume without delivering it. You are taking it, the whatever the information or the ahutis which is being given to it, you're consuming it, but you are trying to transform it, but it is not in an appropriated level of conversion of action which is really being needed. She tells that I am Swaha. She approaches that I am Swaha, the power of transformation. She comes and actually convey this message to the Agni Devata that I am a power of transformation, the force that ensures the offering such as reaches to the rightful devatas. I would be taking that responsibility. Whatever is being offered to you, I will ensure that those offerings, in the form of energies, the form of mantra, in the form of request, in the form of actions, in the form of thoughts, I will ensure that I will take all this to the rightful devatas, whichever is being activated or approached. So Swaha Devi, when she came into the picture, and Agni Devata was actually seeing this all action. Without her arrival, Agni could never consume offerings. So we need to understand one thing. Even in Agni Purana, when this has been articulated, this is a very beautiful narration between the discussion between Agni Devata as well as Swaha Devi. So Agni Devata is always been considered as a transporter, or he is been considered as a commute between the offerings, whatever we do from this realm to the celestial realm. But he was always incomplete in his actions because of the action or a transformation of action which he was supposed to take. That's where Swaha Devi came into a picture, and she was able to enlighten Agni Devata that without me you are nothing. Okay, so when she became Agni consort, okay, all the celestial barriers between the puja and the vidhana on the homa, as well as the offerings which is being done in the form of a homas, till dated whatsoever we do the perform of the homa havana in the Vedic or then the Tantra way, always we perform certain kind of an action. That's where Swahama comes into a picture to make sure that our um, encoded request is being translated to the particular devata on the particular realms. Okay, and that's where actually all this channelizing of a direct to the devatas happened because of Swahama accepting this. Without chanting Swaha, the sacrifice remains incomplete. It is clearly been articulated in Agni Purana. Okay, like whatever we do normally in Homa Ravana, every mantra actually ends with Swaha. Om. To talk about our own Bhairava, let's talk about our own Bhairava Tattva perspective. Whenever we talk about from a Bhairava Tattva perspective, we normally perform Om Bhairava, Om Swaha, Om Daddapani, Om Swaha, Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Swaha. We call him in a different names, but later on, starting and mid, we always tell Om, and tell we again finally we tell Swaha. Swaha is somewhat like please accept my offerings. This is normally we all know this. Okay. But this happened only when Swahama accepted the relation or the correlation between what she was able to accept the sacrifices what we are trying to do without using word swaha. It is incomplete. Okay, the power of transformation is really needed in the swaha swarupa perspective. She became a consort, she became a better half of Agni Devata, and all the celestial beings, whatever they had a problem during the transformation of energy, came into a conclusion. So the barriers for the prayers actually got cleared. In Vedic homas, when the offerings are made to the fire, normally we use the word swaha is uttered. It is not just an invocation. Okay, it is not just an invocation that whatever we do, even in Bhairava perspective, Om Bhairava Namaha Om Swaha. No, it is a divine command. We are doing a command to please Ma Swaha Devi to carry this sacrifice, what I am trying to do, to intend to the Bhairava, to the deity, whichever we perform. But here, when we are talking about whenever we perform that particular invocation, we call the invocation, we do it, a divine command, we give it to the particular fire pit, offering it anything, whatever the maybe a havan samagri, whenever we offer it, or it may be a sesame seeds, or it may be a um, jaggery, or it may be rice, or it may be many things. It may be sesame seeds, many things which can be offered, even the ghee, whatever we offer to the Agni. Okay, we give a command, divine command that actually, please Swaha Ma, take this particular sacrifices to my Devata, such that he knows that I'm sitting here, I'm trying to perform his Aradhana in the particular Vedic ritual perspective. But doesn't it mean that actually it ends here? No. Basically, Tantra, in the Tantra, actually, Swaha is taken into a different meaning. Okay, it represents his surrender of self. Okay, or we can call it as the delusion of ego of oneself, or it is like a diluting the ego into the transformation of the fire. This also can be said. It is not just an external offering, what we do it in Tantra. It is always like doing from internal sacrifices. Okay, burning attachments, false identity, limitations, all these things in Tantra. It is very correct. It is clearly been articulated and utilized in a proper format. In the Tantra Homa, especially in a Bhairava, whenever we perform, where the seeker or the sadhaka performs the rituals, okay, he utters the word Swaha. Even in Tantra, Swaha is used. He is not merely offering the materials to the fire, he is offering a limitations, his mortality. It is like somewhat like his very existence, actually, he's pouring himself into the front of Bhairava in a Vedic form and even in a Tantra form, in a Satvika Swarupa perspective. This has been done to consume all that I to the Agni Devata. Swahama, please take all these things and ask our Ishtartha Guru Bhairava to grant us a divine wisdom. This is what normally is being performed. But Tantra and Vedic meaning of Swaha and Fat actually differs a lot. Okay, especially merely what we think is Swaha and the Fat are a powerful bija mantras. Yes, of course, you are correct with this particular note of information. It is a one of a syllable or the bija mantras which is normally being used as a seed sounds. Okay, used in all the Vedic mantras as well as in Tantra rituals especially when we perform it, we normally do this. They serve specific functions in the mantras also. When we recite the mantra, even in mantras also, we use this particular Swaha as well as Fat. Okay, and mostly we use this in the fire rituals, fire sacrifices. So basically, to give a deeper meaning, we always need to understand how exactly we are trying to articulate this information, like whether it is like to provide from a tradition perspective. In Sanatana Dharma, you got to know about the story, how exactly the Swahama was able to help to the Agni Devata. The Agni Devata being a the enabler of our rituals or the actions which is performed in this particular realm is always being taken to the celestial realms. So this was being accepted by Agni Devata. But let's understand the background. Basically, in Vedic tradition as well as in the Tantra tradition, this is like a very beautifully been we need to announce. Need to know because in yagnas, fire sacrifice, the precise pronunciation, okay, of the mantras and the cosmic order, it is called ratha. Okay, ratha. So basically, it is very beautiful. It need to be very well taken care. In Tantra, basically, what happens is we need to emphasize the inner transformation. Okay, that the Devata worship, whenever we perform, or a Shakti in a Swaha Swama perspective, she controls. Okay, the direct realization between the divine through the um, esoteric meaning comes into an action here. However, both tradition uses mantra with this bija mantras like Swaha as well as Pat, which have we can call it as distinct role in the rituals as well as in sadhana. So let's understand this into a deeper level. See, basically, the meaning and the origin. Basically, you understood about the story. Now you understood about what is the tradition difference between Tantra as well as Vedic traditions when it comes to the system, both originated from the Sanatana perspective. We understood about this. But Vedic background, what Swaha tells us actually, Swaha was actually originated from the Vedic fire rituals, which we told earlier, but in Yajurveda. Okay, and it is used only or maximum times it has been uttered during the fire offerings to Agni Devata. Normally we use it, and Swaha oriented from the Rig Veda. Okay, let me again recite. Swaha is actually the Vedic rituals in Yagna. Initially, it has been conveyed that whenever we perform Agni Devata, it has been articulated in Yajurveda. But when it comes to the use of Swaha, origination of the word Swaha, it came into an existence in the four Vedas. In Rig Veda, it is clearly been written, articulated that The word Swaha originated from the Rig Veda, and primarily it is supposed to be used in the Homa or the mantra when you do something sacrifices yourself, internal or external sacrifices. In Yagnas and Homas, every ahuti, okay, oblations, we call it as oblations or ahuti, whatever we perform it, it is complete when we utter the word Swaha, ensuring the proper transformation between us and the celestial devatas will happen very easily. Easy transformation of the energies will be taken care. Here, what we need to understand is Swaha is associated to Shakti. She is a Ma. She is the Devata. She is a Ma Swarupini, Devi Swarupini. She is the energy of the Agni. Even if Agni is actually Prajwala, we call it as Prajwala Swarupa. Prajwala means he is burning and he is actually radiating from an energy perspective. All those happens only because of when Agni connects or he merges with a Shakti of Ma Swaha Devi. And in some context, actually, what it has been written as Agni Devata, when he became, once the Agni Devata had an Swaha as his concept, then only he was useful. He was actually a properly being able to perform his actions only when Ma came into a picture. Swaha Ma came into a picture. So in Rig Veda, the fire, the messenger of the god, or we can call it the messenger of the energies between this realm to the celestial realm, carry offering to the human to the devatas, was transported with and through only this, ensuring that it is a successful transaction happening. When it comes to the Tantra connection, okay, see, whatever I have told you about the Swaha, it is actually from a Vedic perspective. When it comes to the Tantra, Swaha plays very critical role. Okay, it involves a deities offering ahutis to the inner fire Kundalini, activate to the Kundalini energy. Normally, when we perform from a tantric perspective, when it is a Vedic process, they normally hold certain mudras and also they hold certain chakras. Okay, they block it like mula bandha, they do the mula bandha and then they will perform certain kinds of ahutis. Okay, it is not like directly connected, but even that is a process when we do any kind of a sacrifices from a tantric rituals when it is using a Swaha perspective. Here the word is linked, as I told you, about the Shakti, which is an energy as a ritual process. We normally use this. Okay. What exactly this symbolizes? In Tantra, Swaha symbolizes the surrenderness. Swaha symbolizes the transformation. Swaha symbolizes the offerings, what we are trying to do. The fundamental principle in the Tantra, where the lower energies, as we human, are sacrificing to the higher realization or the higher realm of the devatas, we are supposed to use Swaha in a particular way, perspective, symbolizing the surrenderness. Especially in the Bhairava Sadhana or Bhairava Sadhana, whenever we perform havans, okay, whenever we perform, say, do offer in the, it may be Amavasya Puja or it may be Ashtami Puja or Chaturdashi Puja, whenever we perform it, we normally, when we perform the Havan, Swaha to offer the negative karmas desired into a spiritual fire, we perform in a purification perspective. Even whatever we perform the monthly, last month when we performed the whatever, once the sadhana of is been completed, normally the team in the Telegram group, they will actually give a confirmation they have completed the sadhana. What exactly we do from a Bhairava team perspective, we normally take those names and we ensure that actually it has been properly been articulated during the Havan ritual perspective, and that is actually a complete, like any negative karma has been bonded between the aradhakas of around surrounding us in this particular group of the Bhairava Aradhana. Guru Bhairava, please take care. We are offering your all our actions, all our wishes into the fire pit where the spiritual fire for the purification is happening, and we are asking Swaha Ma to take this energies to the Bhairava. So that's how the process is being connected when it comes to the Bhairava consciousness when we use or utter the word as Swaha. But here, actually, I would like also to give one information when it comes to Shiva, especially the Agni Swarupa. Shiva is also considered as Agni Swarupa. He is a fire manifestation himself in the form of Rudra, and Bhairava is a deeper connection of Swaha here. Okay, Rudra is often invoked in the Homa rituals. Whenever we perform Shiva Puja, Rudra is activated. Okay, even whenever we perform the Bhairava Puja, we normally activate Shiva as well as Rudra Swarupa when to perform the his rituals, along with Ganapati, along with Gayatri Mata, along with the Kuladeva, along with actually like Grama Devata, along with the Vastu Purusha. When we do offerings, when we start performing the actions, we invoke Rudra as well as Shiva, even in Bhairava Havan perspective or Homa perspective. Whenever we perform any kind of a fire offerings, this Swaha actually establish a spiritual bridge, okay, between sadhaka and the devata. So somewhat like worshipper and the deity. So it is actually it bridges our request in the form of the purification. In the Kaula as well as in the Aghora Tantra, there is beautiful articulation about the word Swaha. Whenever we offer the substances or the Havan Samagri into the fire while chanting the Swaha, it represents the burning away the impurities and transforming the self into the divinity. It is somewhat like I getting diluted in you. Okay, it is like I mean to say like the impure, the purity form of inside the sadhaka getting merged into the devata. So burning away the impurities and transforming into the self is the process of using the Swaha word in the Aghora Tantra. So meaning and the story, basically we already got to know. And one aspect also I would like to connect where all this Swaha word is being used. See, basically, as I told you, in Rig Veda it is articulated very clearly. In Agni Purana it is articulated. Even in Matsya Purana as well as Shiva Purana, there is a narration between how Swaha Devi Ma was born from the essence of Agni Devata himself. See, here the story is little bit changed. Okay, it is written like actually um, when the Rishi Munis used to perform the Havans, when they were not able to transform this energies to the Devatas, the request to the Devatas, Agni Devata was able to split himself, or he was able to get into a Ida and Pingala, like he was able to split himself in the essence of the Agni, where he was able to carry the information to the Devata by becoming or transforming his half of his energies as a Swahadevi. Okay, so here the story is little bit different, but it is said without her, without Swaha Ma offering in Yagnas would not reach to the God at all. Whatsoever the mantra is there, whenever you last it, that mantra with Om Swaha, any devatas or bhairavas, you have Ashtottara Namavali, same mantras. Finally, with the word Om Swaha, when you offer that particular mantra into the fire pit, that yagna actions will be taken to our Ishtartha Guru Bhairava. Okay, so basically, whenever the devatas faced a problem, they had this all this action. The Swaha Devi Ma was able to take care of the situation. She was being created for this particular purpose, receiving the to get the divine energy. So that's what actually is written. In one particular Tantra text, Swaha is considered the form of Mahakali herself. Okay, this is in a Kali Purana. It is mentioned that in basically Swaha Ma, how she was able to come into an existence. She is a Swarupini of Kama, Kali, who burns away negativity karma in the fire of a transformation. See, Mahakali, normally we have distinction that Ma has been recited in a different forms of Kali Swarupini. Few add their words like she is a primordial Swarupini with adding one particular word in front of her. They tell that this is a primordial um, existence where Ma came into picture. Trust me, there is no contextual elemental information ever been articulated in the Puranas or Vedas. So whatever is being mentioned, whatever is being said, it is only said that actually Ma Kali in this particular Swarupini, she was able to clear our negative karmas in the form of whenever we transform our energies, put Om Swaha, transformation of fire into the fire pit. Now we will come to the Pat. See, Pat also has a beautiful story connected to the Bhairava. Okay, as the Guru, like uh, especially from a Swaha perspective, there is a story in Purana. Like there was a Guru as well as one particular Shishya discussing about what exactly the Fat as well as the Swaha when come into a picture. The Guru asked the particular Shishya. The Shishya name is like Rudraketu. Was asked like uh, normally he asked this question like after the Guru explains him completely about the Swaha perspective. He has like this lingering in his mind. Ask him that Gurudeva, what does the Fat actually? Here he heard it is as a powerful mantra. He thought that actually it is a mantra. Okay, it seems like it is written in the scriptures. Felt it is a forcefully shake that every very air during the tantra rites is been done very forcefully, very actionably, very um, furiously, tamasic way. We put actually that into the fire as a Fat Swaha. Fat again Swaha. Fat means I'll come into picture. Guru, he claims, he continues that Fat is not merely a sound. Fat is not just a bijakshara. Fat is not a syllable only. It is a weapon. It is a weapon and it is a sound of Bhairava himself. It is a sound of the, because here entire Tantra, when it came from the Shiva Swarupa perspective, Shiva was able to recite all this information. So it is being said that particular, in that particular context, that the sound Fat is governed by Bhairava himself. Okay, the sword of mantra, the thunder that tears through the illusion is the word Fat. So the world is really a Maya. He tells that the world is really Maya. The Rishi Munis, whenever the ultimate weapon to cut through the ignorance of themselves and to dedicate their energies, action into the to pour this their actions to reach to the devatas, they use the fire pit as an or the fire as a medium or a homa as a medium. That's where they used to perform the puja vidhana, rituals, action, mantra ucharane along with the word Fat. They even there is a story like even they approach Mahakala Bhairava, the terrifying. I don't want to tell about he being a Shiva Swarupa. He actually removes the illusion basically. Here, he being the Guru Tattva or the Lord of the time as well as the space, as well as the destruction, simply smiled and Gurudeva asked him, like, how exactly uh, this can be brought into an action. Gurudeva told, like, when Mahakala Bhairava came into an action, Mahakala Bhairava was being approached. If I need to perform any kind of sacrifice to you, Daiva, what are the easiest way which I can actually make my offerings or actions towards you? Bhairava replied that Fat is the word, or the Fat you can use, or he gave one with a very smiling face. Bhairava himself told that use Fat. At the moment, illusion shatters. He tells that actually when you use the word Fat, the illusion shatters. The demons of the ignorance across in your inner as well as external will shed away. The universal trembled because the word Bhairava himself was able to give this word. The sound was pure, unrestricted power came into an actions. The force that served as the bond shattered all the illusions, burned all impurities only by one particular word which Guru Bhairava gave to this human actions. Fat. Okay. So basically, Fat is just as a mm, it is also called as like Vidyut Bijakshara, like holding the current energies where entire Bijakshara, there are thousands of Bijakshara, and one of the Bijakshara which is being told as Vidyut Bijakshara is actually Fat. It is like electric energy. It is a instantaneous, like I can call it like it is a force. Okay, unlike Swaha, which is a surrendered, Fat is a command. Swaha is a surrender, Fat is a command. It is used in the mantras basically to cut the obstacles and evils, everything. That's how Guru Bhairava was able to give this particular word. But try to understand whenever we use this Fat, okay, the mantra, this particular Bijakshara mantra, the Vidyut Bija mantra, okay, cuts obstacles, destroy the evils, clears the path of a sadhaka's life. So that is the reason we always tell when you are in the process of sadhana, once you mature yourself, once you do a complete 8 mandalas, minimum to 5, 8 mandalas, you are supposed to perform the Homa Havana of Bhairava such that your connection between your Ishta will become much more potent and stronger. And the actions, your thoughts, inner evil, external evils, or your um, whatever we have it like obstacles having in and around our life, just by doing one particular homa of Guru Bhairava, of Bhairava, everything will vanish. Okay, so this is like a beautiful tool where Bhairava himself was able to give to us. Use the word Fat, Vidyut Bijakshara. In the Homa, Bhairava, basically, in the Homa of the Bhairava, when the Swaha is being used as an offer, we normally actually offer our egos into the fire. But when we use a Fat, we use a sever all that binds the sadhaka into an illusion or a upasaka into an illusion, we offer it. There is a two different action is same, but the bhava change here a lot. Okay, whenever we perform the puja vidhana of Bhairava in a uh, Vedic as well as in Tantra perspective, there are two esoteric meanings when it comes to offering the ego into the fire, offering the binds which binds us into an illusion we are offering to it. Especially in Bhairava Sadhana, there is certain mantras which is being used to activate his energies before we awaken. Okay, we shake the mind before it is sleep to break free. Normally, we tell this in mythological story, as I told you, when Devi fought with Asuras. Okay, she used the Fat as an war. She used this Fat as an what war tool, war cry. Okay, seeding even the thunderous waves of energies that dissolves the demonic forces. It has been said even in Devi Purana that Ma, when Shumba Nishumba she was able to kill, she used one particular of thunder. Um, um, we can call it as like it was like a element. She used this not only as just as a fire element. This was used as one of a ayudha. Okay, it was used as one of an ayudha to kill the Shumba. and she pronounced the word as Fat at that time. Okay, especially in Tantra sadhana, sitting deep in a meditation, okay, surrendering by the darkness. Whenever we utter the word, normally in advanced sadhana perspective, we use certain mantra. Even to activate it, we use Fat. Okay, the inner barriers as well as an external barriers, we use this word. Okay, to cut through the avidya, the ignorance, whichever is causing me to sit and get connected to the devata. We use normally Fat as one of a bijakshara mantra, which is Vidyut Bija mantra. Okay, Vidyut Bijakshara, which is helping every sadhakas in the life. Basically, when it comes to the Fat, the Vedic as well as a Tantra background, you understood about how the story came into picture. But here it is also been said that Fat is a Kshatriya Bija mantra. Same like Swaha is a, see, it's not a Brahmana mantra, it is not a Shudra, no. But Fat is used as a Kshatriya Bija mantra because it is a electrifying Bijakshara. As I told you, Devi invoked only during the action, ignorance, cutting, removing the avidya from us, from ignorance from us. So it is, that is the reason it is called as an Kshatriya Bijakshara. Okay, it meaning like primarily used in the protection. It's not like a religion perspective. I'm trying to tell it from that context perspective. Primarily, it is a protection. It is a used as a destruction of negativity or negative energies in and around us, banishing the malefic forces which are causing the slowdown of the sadhaka's life or the sadhana perspective or sadhana paddhati. Normally Fat has been used. Here the word Fat is found as we saw in the Rig Veda. Fat is found in Atharvana Veda. Okay, in Atharvana Veda, it is full of Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Shastra, all these things actually. All the four Vedas, when it clubbed into Upanishads, came into the picture. But in Atharvana Veda, in the various, as well in the Tantra scripture perspective, there was a particular word or a protection or a destruction of the Bijakshara which came into an existence was Phat. Okay, unlike to the Swaha, which we use normally as an offering, Phat is also used to break, cut, and destroy the obstacles. We use this word Phat. Protection, destruction of the negativity, banishing the malefic forces in and around us, and breaking, cutting, as well as destroying the ignorance, avidya in one's life. Phat is being used. See, basically, same to Swaha, even Phat is offered using to the Ugra sadhanas. Whenever we perform Ugra sadhanas, Bhairava Sadhana is a Ugra sadhana. Okay. Here we may do it in a Satvika perspective, Tamasika, Rajika perspective, but still it is a Ugra sadhana. Okay. So, particularly Bhairava, Narasimha, it may be any form of Devi, especially Devi Swarupini. It may be Baglamukhi, or it may be Varahima, or it may be in Kalima, or it may be even Pratyangara Devi. Any Swarupini, they are actually Ugra Swarupini. They are fierce form of um, Swarupa when they came into the picture. Okay, so basically, as I told you, Phat is a Bijakshara. Not only Bijakshara, uh, it is a Vidyut Bijakshara. Okay, similar to that, unlikely whatever the Swaha is used, here the Phat is also used as a weapon. Okay, it is used as a weapon, like a sound that cuts through the obstacles, illusions, as well as the negative energies. As I told you, it is used as a weapon as in whenever we perform it. Any pujas which is performed to Shiva or Rudra or even when Bhairava or any kind of a Ugra Devata, normally we use this word as a weapon to activate our energies, to activate our surroundings, to cut the negative energies, to cut any kind of an illusions, to cut any kind of an obstacles getting performed or during or after. We normally use this Phat. In a sound vibration perspective and the purpose, normally The Phat, when you pronounce the word Phat, it creates an energetic explosion. Even whenever you use word Phat, you use Phat. Phat, see, Phat, here you will not touch the tongue. Okay, it is energetic explosion. Destruction of negative forces will happen when you're not touching the upper tongue. There is certain mantras or the particular vidhanas which is being used whenever we want to actually activate it. Phat, say Phat. There is a way of pronunciation which need to be used, and moreover to that, it is used to protect the, or it is used as a raksha. Okay, or it can be like shatru vinashaka. Phat has been used. Any kind of maya, harana, removing of illusions, digbandhana, all these things actually we use the word Phat, as I told you. Okay, um, connecting to this, where exactly this Phat is used, as I told you, Bhairava himself was able to give this to the bestow to us. Even in Kashi Khanda, Skanda Purana, it is clearly written that Bhairava cut off, when he cut off the head of the fifth head. Okay, he uses the word as Phat. He is the first person to use this word as a Phat. Okay, so that's where actually he was able to bestow us all with this word to us, where we are still able to use it without knowingly unknowingly, we know that where exactly this has been connected. All are back connected to our Guru Bhairava, his swarupa, his blessings. We are able to fruitfully enjoy this today. It is said that even in Brahma's ego grew immensely. Same our story. From a base perspective, Bhairava appears, and his first word he appeared when he actually chop off the Brahma's fifth head was Phat. The extra head, or the fifth Veda, normally people call it as a fifth Veda. Yes, it is fifth Veda, but unless this four, the fifth is never been in existence. If you only tell that I will only use the fifth one, unless four is not been performed, fifth has never been accepted. That is the reason he went to the 12 years of Kashi. He went, actually, he penance, a big penance was been done from him. So basically, it was a Brahmahatya. Okay, so here it is that ahankara of the creator was being removed with the word Phat. We being a, whenever we have any kind of an ego, we normally call it as an ahankara or ahankari. If you want to remove the ahankara, only using the word Om Bhairavaya Phat. Use this as a sadhana. Use this exactly as 5 malas. Make sure that actually you recite this for 20 days. You automatically get to know your action towards surrounding you. Your ahankara will come down. Your ego will come down. That is the power of Phat, which Guru Bhairava was able to bestow to us. Shiva himself uses a Phat in Rudra Tandava to destroy the demon as well as a negative. Shiva himself used the word as a Phat. In even in certain asuric natures, even in Durga Saptashi, mantras, many mantras, Shiva Kavacha, Bhairava Kavacha, um, even in like Vadaval Stotra, Hanuman's Vadaval Stotra, many mantras. We normally use this command here as Phat. Okay, instantly cutting down the demonic natures around us. We normally invoke the word Phat into us to help us into the situation. When it comes to the Bhairava, okay, when it comes to the Bhairava Sadhana perspective, Phat acts as Asi. Asi is actually a sword of the Bhairava himself. As I told you, even if you want to remove your ahankara, just by using his name, connecting with Phat, automatically will come down. You will get your ego down. Example, Om Phat Swaha, Om Hum Phat, we use it, or we use it as actually Om Bham Bhairavaya Phat, we use it. Certain things actually is like customizable. As I told you, do not pick the mantras randomly from the internet and start performing it. Believe me, it will work, but it will not work till the peak which you really expected. It is always with the Guru Diksha, the mantra should be taken. And there are certain mantras which, when it is being given to certain people, the particular, we call it as Diksha is not needed at particular time of time. Okay, that is a process involved in that. There is an action is involved in it. That is Nyasa and Purnahuti normally, which we normally we do, and we particularly open that mantra on the particular day, and we use this as a Loka Kalyana. We normally use it. There is a complete process which is involved in it. Okay, so basically, Fat, it clears the negativity energy. Before invoking the Bhairava, we normally use certain mantras to actually create the that connections. To put across the connection between Shiva as well as Rudra, especially when it comes to the Bhairava consciousness perspective. You know that Rudra is also known as a destructor of any kind of a tamas or a avidya in one's life. Okay. Here in Rudramalaya Tantra, the Fat is often used in a Rudra mantra to remove the hurdles, okay, to drive away any kind of a malevolent forces, negativity energy forces around us, to create a protective shield. This is a key here. It creates a protective shield of the upasaka and sadhaka, whoever use this word as Fat. And Fat is a key sound to invoke the command between the supernatural connection or forces in between the humans as well as Devata Loka. Okay. Swaha is used in the Bhairava Homa to offer an obligation and the pure energies when we offer it. But Swaha is an upward energy. Okay, it is like a dissolves the illusion. It invoke instant protective energy shield between us. Even in Kashi Khanda, when it is said that Bhairava, when he came into a Swarupa, how exactly Fat word came into an existence, it has been said. And also it has been said that in a Krodha Bhairava perspective, in that particular Swarupa, Bhairava, when actually chopped off the Brahma head, first Swarupa, it has been said that it is a Krodha Bhairava, destroy the negativity of the creator in the form of Fat. Even Fat, even if you use the word Fat, um, it limitations of this worldly materials will come into a control, and you can eliminate this. Even there is a sadhana very clearly using this particular Paddhati perspective. See, there are multiple, as I told you, like multiple scriptures, Puranas, Vedas. As I told you, like Swaha from Yajurveda, Rigveda, and when it comes to the Fat from the Atharvana Veda, whenever this was came into an existence symbolically, okay, we just need to understand what exactly this is going to be helpful for us, and how exactly this is meaningful. Such a encoded decoded meaning till dated we are hearing from childhood days, we are listened it from the ages, we really don't know what exactly it is, how exactly these energies are combined and connected to eliminate the illusion between burning of the karmic impurities and destruct obstacles in our life, how exactly this being a spiritual weapon, okay, cutting through the illusion, destroying the lower energies, how exactly it is. And even whenever we perform the sadhana, as I told you, doing the mantra japa, it clears the blockage. Spiritual practices, when we perform it, creating through the inner as well as an outer obstacles, using the same mantra with Fat, automatically it will helps in a very beautiful way. Okay, so there are certain mantras normally for any kind of an protection, any kind of an destruction. Namajapa of Bhairava only, Guru Bhairava only is being used, but maybe in some other videos or in some other sadhana perspective, we will talk in those. So that was all about the Swaha as well as Fat. But to put it into a very quick, Swaha, its meaning is offering purification as well as a surrenderness. Fat is all about expulsion, destruction, breaking the obstacles. Swaha is basically associated to the Agni Deva. It is a transformation. Fat here, Bhairava himself, Bhairava, Rudra Bhairava, destruction, any kind of a destruction can be eliminated. Swaha here is it enhances the energy and makes the offering complete. Fat actually removes the negativity and shatters the limitations. Any kind of a limitation it eliminates. Swaha here, the fire rituals or the Agni Havana, whatever we perform, it is directly being given to the deity worship. Okay, here in Phat, we use this as a protection. We use as a tantra. It is used as a exol, um, exhorting connection between the sadhaka as well as a daiva. In energy type perspective, Swaha is considered as a feminine, nourishing Shakti, but Fat is considered as a masculine energy. It's a forceful action which has been performed. So basically, whatever we offer, okay, Swaha, whenever we offer, no, we normally offer it during the Havana. We we expect like wealth, desire, or ego, or a karma, or any kind of good, bad, ugly. We offer to the word as Swaha. But when we offer anything from a Fat perspective, destroying something negativity, destroying the fear, destroying the obstacle, destroying the negative energy. That's where the core intention comes into picture. Both are extremely potent, very, very important when it comes to the sadhana, when it comes to the Vedic as well as a tantric perspective, and should be used. And we need to understand the reverence of the mantra recitation, why exactly Swaha is being used, why Fat is being used, how exactly it is all connected to our Guru Bhairava, how exactly Bhairava Sadhana, knowing this information will make you much more connected to the Deva. So, with that note, I'll take a leave today. We'll come out with the next information video with other detailed info. Om Bhagavan Om Om Kya Om Hingule Amrutaruhu Shive Shri Hingulaya Namaha. Namaskaram.